So July 4th is when this lift happened. I did it immediately after work, or thereabout. After work, I went home, saw my family for a second, watched about 5 to 10 minutes worth of fireworks, already dressed for the gym. And then after that, when the bugs started biting me, I went in, headed on over to the gym. Pretty dead in there that day. Only a couple people were in there. Most were out by the time my lift was over, with the exception of my brother who just popped in, who you'll see in the background. But with all that being said, on this lift, I wound up warming up with the bike. Just wanted to warm up with the bike so that I was able to get some blood flow going. Again, main reason I'm using the bike as a general warm up tool is to help promote healing and cartilage growth in my knees, especially since I do a lot of martial arts. So I figured it can't hurt. And then after that, I did some dynamic warm ups. So I just like skipped around, bounced around, walked on my hands, things like that. After that, though, I wound up doing uh, floor press for a 1 rep max. As you saw, I actually wound up warming up with the bar, primarily because I haven't done the floor press in a long time. So I started off with the bar, went up to 135 pounds, and then I started doing singles at 185, at 225, and I completed it at 245. Felt pretty good, um, so I'm pretty happy with that. But after I wound up doing the floor press, I wound up doing the wide grip bench press, and I did clap push-ups in between. Reason I was doing the wide grip bench press, and the reason I still am, with a little bit of a pause, is I'm really trying to grow my chest right now. Um, this is more or less for, I guess, vanity purposes, but I'm trying to get my chest to just be a little bit bigger, especially as I'm getting leaner. Pausing down at the bottom helps me to cease the momentum, which allows it to just effectively grow more with less weight. So I did 3 sets at 205 pounds for 6 reps each, and then I did 3 reps at body weight of clap push ups in between. Now, this might look a little different than last week's, or I guess, well, no, not last week's, just the former upper body workout. Basically, what I did is I wound up upping the weight from 185 all the way up to 205. Felt like it's a little bit better working in that 6 to 8 rep range as opposed to maybe the higher end of those rep ranges. And then I wound up just knocking off 2 sets. Doing 5 sets was pretty taxing, not only in the moment but also the next day. I just wasn't feeling it, so wound up knocking off those sets. Felt much better. Wasn't as grueling of a workout, and I still got some effective stimulus for my chest. So yeah, that's what I did on the 4th as my main push exercise. It was this wide grip bench press, which I really enjoyed, working at 205, and just some clap push-ups in between to help keep me explosive and just allow for my fast twitch fibers to also get some stimulus as well. Um, the clap push-ups overall, I guess I haven't really talked much about these. The clap push-ups feel pretty good. I enjoy doing them. The clap push-ups, they're easy to set up. I don't really need much. So yeah, I think I'm going to keep doing them for a little while. It's just a good upper body, easy, explosive movement for me to do. Now, after I wound up doing my main push exercise, I wound up doing some barbell rows here. I did some barbell rows and some black band face pulls. I did not wind up filming the black band face pulls though. Those are more or less just something for me to help fill the time with because I was taking a little bit of a rest break in between these sets. But I did 3x12 at 205. Felt pretty good. You'll see me here. Yep, there it is. Just readjusting my grip. That's probably the weakest link right now in both my row. Probably the weakest. Well, I know it's the weakest link in my deadlift. Um, my grip is the weakest link, so I'm gonna have to continue training that. But yeah, I was doing the face pulls in between. I did about 3 sets of 15 face pulls in between these, and yeah, overall they felt pretty good. I am popping up a little bit. There's some momentum and swing there, but I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm trying to grow a big, thick back. That's good for wrestling, good for martial arts. So I'm not too afraid of moving the weight around just a little bit. But yeah, after that, I wound up doing my dips. I did dips, three sets of these. I did them weighted with 75 pounds on. 75 pounds is considerably harder than 45 pounds, I figured out today. So yeah, I did three sets of eight at 75 pounds. Felt a pretty deep stretch on my way down. It was kind of grueling on the way up. I mean, you can see it working there. It's not the easiest thing to do, but it definitely provided quite a stimulus for my chest. Um, yeah, pretty happy with it. I'm going to continue to push the dips for a little while, progressively overloading these as I get better at them. Just a closer angle there. Um, but yeah, overall, I like them. I mean, I don't really like doing dips at body weight just because I have to do 20 plus just to feel it. So doing them with weight here definitely helps me keep it in lower rep ranges so it's not as just monotonous on me, or my shoulders rather either, because you see there I'm really getting pretty deep on them. So, but then after that, I wound up doing some shoulder shrugs with some straps. Those are just some leather rogue straps that I bought years ago, back whenever I believe either when I was in high school or right after. But regardless, I'm using the straps, doing this at 365 pounds. And aside from it feeling like my shoulders are going to rip out of their socket, I really like this exercise. Um, it doesn't hurt my trap or my back too much up there where I have a little bit of pain right now. It is it is pretty taxing though. I feel pretty I just yawned. I feel pretty tired immediately after doing it. Started breaking a sweat. You can see my skin's getting a little glossy there. But yeah, overall, really like these. I'm trying to grow my traps as well as my upper back, and I believe that these shoulder shrugs might just be the key to that. Now, you might be wondering why it is that I'm using these straps on the shrugs whenever my grip is the limiting factor on many of my exercises, and that would be a great thing to ask. Primarily because my main motive in doing those shoulder shrugs right now was to help grow my traps and my upper back. It's not necessarily something I'm trying to use right now, or a tool rather, to grow my grip strength. And since my grip strength is a limiting factor, I do strap up for those so that I'm able to get an appropriate workload for my upper back. Now, after I did that, I wound up going straight into some dumbbell lat raises and some barbell face curls, um, or curls to my face rather. Now, for these dumbbell lat raises, I did three sets of 15 at 40 pounds. And then for the curls, I did three sets of 7 at 90. Yeah, set up the camera a little different this time, put it directly in front of me, or rather directly facing the mirror, which is then um, showing me. But yeah, nevertheless, these felt pretty good. It was a great pump at the end of my workout. Um, I mean, the only other exercise I had left was just some purple band tricep extensions. You'll see me finish out here at the end. But yeah, I wound up doing those um, back to back. Just getting a nasty pump, really. I mean, you can see here my shoulders are starting to look feathered, especially with my lower body weight. Um, and when they have a pump, um, it's not the prettiest thing ever. You know, it looks like one of my shoulder blades is moving a little faster, a little higher than the other, but that's something that I am addressing, by doing this dumbbell work. It's something that I recognize, um, and it's just a little bit of asymmetry, but it's nothing I won't be able to fix going forward. And then after I wound up doing all this, which you'll see here, I wound up doing those purple band tricep extensions. I just did three sets of 20 of those. Three sets of 20 of those tricep extensions. Um, More or less, I'm doing those for connective tissue health. I mean, there's probably a little bit of muscle adaptation happening from it as well, but um, you'll see me whenever I'm doing them. They're really just hard at the very bottom, which is fine. Um, it just changes the force curve, um, but yeah, overall, I enjoy doing these at the end of my exercise. Again, I'm not trying to just throw in some arm exercises at the end of a hard workout just for fluff and puff. That's not the goal of this. The goal of this is to treat these exercises more or less just as just as important as the main compound lifts. Um, Unfortunately, I can't hit every single lift, fresh out the gate. I can't hit every single lift, at 100% every time. I can give it 100% of my effort in the moment, but, I can't do every single lift just, all out. So, with that being said, though, um, I enjoy doing these. Um, it was just great for a little bit of a pump there at the end, and um, yeah. So let's let this all play out at the end. Don't really want to ramble too much. I'm gonna get ready for an exercise today. It's the start of a new week, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm actually gonna wind up hitting my legs today, and I'll probably wind up doing some type of training for martial arts as well. I guess I can also mention something else that I did over the weekend since I'm filming this a little bit late. I did wind up going swimming the other day. I went swimming and, well, I was backed away from the mic. I went swimming and I realized that my lungs are nowhere near where I need them to be. Don't know if I was just so tense or if I was just so unprepared for swimming, but regardless, it just felt grueling. Felt pretty grueling. So I'm going to start working a little bit more on that. And I mean, it's in my programming as well to do some cardio. So, all that being said, though, I made it there towards the last exercise or thereabouts. So I'll just let you see me do these tricep extensions and I'll have it end on that. Have a great day.